Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be reviewing Hurt's newest album, Surrender. Before we get started, I want to remind you that this is simply my opinion on the album. We all have different thoughts on it and I would gladly read yours in the comment section down below. 2 years after the amazing Exile, Hurt are back with their third album and be ready for quite some changes. I gotta say, Exile had such an impact on me. I still listen to it up to this day. It's such a magnificent dark pop album that my expectations were quite high for Surrender. And when I heard the first East tracks of the album, I felt a little bit disappointed. Surrender is, in a way, the other face of a coin. If Exile was the dark, brooding album of Hurts, Surrender is the bright pop-ish album I thought they would never release. My first listen of Surrender wasn't the most positive. I was set on a negative impression, and after 5 songs I started to wonder if it was an album for me. But for all time's sakes, I kept listening, and after a full and serious listen, I realized that the album is quite an interesting one. I feel like there's a very simple way to describe how I feel about it. Imagine that Exile is just like a cave. It's just darkness. And out of nowhere, Surrender shows up as the sun and completely illuminates you. At first, the sun blinds you as you're not quite used to it, but once you are, you can appreciate what it's showing you. And that's how I feel about Surrender. It's so different at first that I felt like I wouldn't like it at all, but getting used to it, I think it's a pretty solid album and quite a change for the band. Surrender, for what it is, it's a pretty solid turn and a bright pop album. However, I have to say that the first 5 songs are not the ones that impressed me the most. I feel like the album really goes more personal and less typical pop music wise when the song Lights starts. And with its funky disco-ish influences, it really sets the mood for the rest of the album, and that's really when my interest really got caught. And my opinion completely changed because every song after Lights is incredible. Surrender felt like quite a big change for me, but after getting used to it, it ended up being quite an enjoyable album, which shows a new face of Hurts that is quite interesting to hear and to see. Hardcore fans of Exile might feel a bit disorientated at first, but it ends up being a really solid pop album, which is why I give it 4 stars. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to tell me your opinion on the album, and why not tell me which Hurt album is your favorite? As for me, I'll see you next time.